All right, everybody, welcome to the Spiritual War Room. We are going to look into 3 different topics today in this reading, in this video. We're going to look into Harvey Weinstein's conviction that was overturned. I want to see if the prosecutors are going to get a second conviction. We're going to look into whether or not DNA evidence could clear Scott Peterson. We're going to look into his outcome. And then we're going to look into the mass graves that were in Gaza. We're going to look into why these people died. And we're going to get a message for Israel, Hamas, and the victims, okay? All right, guys, before we jump into these readings, don't forget to show me some love. Like, share, subscribe. Remember, guys, I always appreciate your love and support. All right, guys, let's jump into this. All right, guys, we're going to start by looking into Harvey Weinstein's conviction that was overturned. So this is a win for him. He thinks this is a win for him. He might be trying to reach out to some of his celebrity friends, and there's no one's around. Maybe even I don't know, like, was Harvey Weinstein married? I don't know. If he had someone that he was connected to romantically, this person, like, ran off with someone else. He's also, even though he's having this victory, he's kind of coming to the realization life's never going to be the same. Women are going to run from him. They're not going to want anything to do with him. And if they do, they're sickos. You know, I mean, come on. He knows that there's, it's going to be really hard for him to make money. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. Oh, okay. The women that are the people that are going to run from him when it comes to a romantic connection. He used to have the power to coerce people to do things, beautiful women, okay? And he had the power to do that through his work, but now he doesn't, he's not going to be able to make money. And so the only thing he's going to be able to connect with women or partnerships like that is on an emotional level. And he's not going to be able to do this. Yeah. No one's going to want anything to do with him. Okay. So he might be having this victory, but I don't know. He knows even with this small win, it's still not going to change anything. He's still going to be imprisoned even if he's free. And I don't know. Yeah, he knows there's no way he's gonna be able to be this boss and on top of the wheel anymore. Without his money, without his power, he knows that he doesn't have anything. Okay. So even like his family kind of don't want anything to do with him. His family don't want anything to do with him either. They all ran away from him. And the only people who were around him, like who claim to be friends or they have his back, are people who only were around him because they knew that he had the the power to put him in like better positions and make him more money. Like, they didn't really like the dude. They just knew that they could get something out of him. So they kissed they kiss his ass. And he thinks these are his friends, and these people are like, nah, homie, we were only cool with you because of what we can get from you. You know, you're not a likable person. Yeah, these people were lying, and that might be a harsh truth, because he might be reaching out to people and they're like, they're nowhere to be found. He's like, have you heard back? It's kind of, I'm getting like Jennifer Lopez, you know, when she was calling everybody to make, cameos on her video or her movie or whatever. And everybody's like busy. Like, have you heard back from, who have you heard back from? And they're just listing off all these people that, yeah, there's like no one's around, like no one wants anything to do with him. And he, like, this realization, maybe he thought that if he was cleared, that he was gonna have like, I don't know, like things were gonna be like they were before. And he really believed that. Okay. They're gonna prosecute, they're gonna try him again. They might be filtering out, like, maybe witnesses. They're filtering out witnesses because the prosecution's like, we're not going to make that fucking mistake again. We are not going to make that mistake again. So the prosecution is in this mode of making sure that they do it right the next time. They know that they're not going to make those same mistakes. So they're filtering out like witnesses or, evident, I don't know, no, like witnesses. But he's not concerned with this second trial. To him, this moment of realization that he's in, that like, even if he's freed and he's a free man, and he's realizing that things are never going to be the same. That even if he's free, he's still kind of in prison. So he almost like doesn't even care. Like, do I even want to put up this fight? Because no matter what, it's going to be hard for me. It's going to be hard when it comes to work. It's going to be hard when it comes to money. No one's going to want to be around me. Like, where are all my friends? You don't have any, homie. You don't have any friends. Yeah, that's all over, Spirit says. That's the truth. Where are they when you need them? Well, no. They don't want anything to do with you. You're like toxic, It's like the government has eyes on you, so like being close to you means the eyes are on them and they don't want that. Okay. So right now the prosecution, they're I guess they're gearing up to like try him again. They're not going to make the same mistakes. They are pretty confident that that he's not going to get away with this. He thinks he I don't even want to say that he thinks he can get away with this. What he's really wondering is whether or not it's even worth it. Because he was calling and, calling, I don't know, like maybe reaching out to people and no one's around. And so he's like, do I even want to be free? All these people that I helped make money, like I made, I gave them their star, they're rich because of me. This is how he feels. They're not coming to help me. All these people, no one, the work that I put in, and when I need help, no one's around. He's feeling really Yeah. He's kind of upset. So he's in this mode, this mental space of whether or not being a free man even worth it. He's almost like more angry and wants to attack the women. He's like, these, I'm serious. He's almost like these fucking ungrateful hoes, these sluts, these whores. You know, this is how he sees them. They wouldn't be shit without me. And they're nowhere to help me when I need them. They're nowhere to be found. These fucking ungrateful whores. Fucking sluts. You know, this is like what's going on in his mind. He hates these women. Oh my God. Any woman that spoke up against him, he hates them. Oh my God. These are the women that call judgment on him. He could have even wanted to, like, get rid of some of these people. Ooh, careful now. Oh my God. Whew. When these two come out, I don't like that. And then the devil's here and judgment's here. It's almost like he could be, like, wanting to eliminate some of the women that spoke up against him. He could, oh my God. Harvey Weinstein. He wants to attack these women who hurt him. And these are women that, like, he, you know, he feels like he wouldn't be anything without him. I made you who you are. You ungrateful slut. You ungrateful whore. That's how this is how he feels right now. These are the people that spoke up, you know, in court against me about the shit that I did in my past when I was the King of Pentacles. You know? She only had that pentacle because of me, but she had to get that pentacle by doing sexual acts, and this really did a lot of emotional and mental harm to these women. These are the women who spoke up against these crimes, and he is so pissed off. He is so pissed off. When he wasn't able to get away, because he thought he was going to be able to get away because he, you know, had a lot of connections. When he realized that he wasn't going to get away, it just like, he had this moment of like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to get away with this. What are you talking about? Like, we all do this, you know? People around the world do this, you know? We're in this club. And they're like, no. We don't know what you're talking about. And he's pissed off because he had to take the fall. He was just too hot. They would have tried to save him had he not been too hot. But he's already been convicted. I think in California as well. But let's see if the prosecution is going to get their conviction. There's going to be reasons to celebrate. Victories. Yes, these women are going to have their victory. This man's house of cards is going to come crumbling down. It's already been fallen down, but he's trying to, like, you know, put it back up, and he's taping them together and trying and gluing it and trying to keep it up, but it's going to fall again. It's going to fall again. Spirit says that's the truth. It's over for him. It's over for anyone who thinks that their money is going to save them. Their influence is going to save them. Because if it's blood money, let's say the hitman is on his way to do this hit, and he's going to die. and then the person that paid him is going to lose all his money, or he's going to end up in prison because he got found out. He might, I don't know. This could be something that he's planning if he can. Like, I don't know. Ooh, the devil's here. The devil's paying someone. He thinks people don't know. Huh. It could be people that he worked with in the past that he's trying to eliminate. Shit. Wow. Okay, Harvey Weinstein. There will be reasons to celebrate because he will be retried and reconvicted. So, yeah, that's what I have for Harvey Weinstein. Let's jump into Scott Peterson. All right, Scott Peterson. Could DNA evidence clear him? He's making some kind of plea, like, help me, help me, help me. I'm innocent. And people are trying to, are looking back at this case. But it might be hard. There could be a lot of evidence against him. What about the DNA evidence? Maybe he's hoping that it'll clear him. How is it going to clear? Like, throw him off? Like, I don't know. The truth about the past. What's the truth about the past? I heard justice was served. Is he saying that she was... Okay, he's saying that she was messing around with someone else. That baby wasn't even his. It was this man's seed. And that maybe that's the man who did this. You got the wrong guy. I loved my wife. And my child. I didn't know wasn't mine. That's something that you're not seeing. Look again at this death. There's something that's hidden. Okay. This is interesting. This is interesting. Is this what he's saying? Okay, so this is what he's trying to tell people, like, maybe do a, like, is this even my kid? Maybe it was this King of Wands that's buried under all this stuff. Maybe he's the one who did it. So maybe that's what he's asking. Maybe that's the DNA. I don't know. Okay, let's look. Maybe if he... Okay, so... Because I'm like, did he do it? Because I heard justice was served. But he's hoping to throw off, like, reasonable doubt, If that wasn't his kid, maybe what he's saying could be true. And he's not the one who did it. It's this mystery man that Stacy was having an affair with. Maybe that's his, like, justification for cheating on her. Okay. He's up to something, man. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. Justice has been served, yeah. So people are going to waste their money, like, trying to look into this. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, if it was true, you would hope that you would want them to, you know. So it's not, it's kind of, it's not going to go anywhere. It's like he's still trying to smear, like, he's trying to, like, throw dirt on her name. He could have said, look, I didn't want kids. He's like, I told her I didn't want kids. This is what she was doing for work. Is he really saying this? That this is some John's baby? That's just an excuse to try and get away from what he did to his child. Like, he went out and he went out on a boat and dumped their bodies in the water, even though she wasn't, you know, she hadn't given birth yet, but he went and dumped them out in the water. And he could have been saying, because I found out that this baby wasn't mine. Is he, like, trying to plead some kind of, like, passion? I don't know. It was like a impulsive kill. I snapped. No, this took time to plan. You know, you plant a seed. It's not going to, you know, it's not going to grow into a tree the next day. It takes years, right? It's a slow process. And this is what I'm getting, is that this plan that he had was a slow process. So this could be, you know, he's been in prison for some time, so maybe he's had all this time to kind of, like, what would have been a better defense? And maybe, I don't know. I found out she was cheating. Like, that's, I don't know. Like, maybe he's up to something. He's plotting something, though. What's going to be the outcome for Scott Peterson? He's going to stay right in this. Yeah, look at that. He's going to stay right in the spot that he is at. Justice has been served, you know. He might not want to hear that. He might not. Yeah, but yeah, he's going to stay right where he's at for what he did. He's taking advantage of people's generous nature in hopes that maybe they will fight for him, you know, to put this doubt. He's trying to, like, I don't know. Yeah, it ain't gonna go anywhere. Like, he's gonna take a chance, but it's not gonna go anywhere. What happened in the past, what he was convicted for in the past, is the truth. He did this. He did this because he wanted to go and be with someone else. So he's still throwing dirt on her name, and yeah, but it's not gonna go anywhere. Yeah, he's responsible for her death, and he's hoping people won't see that. He's hoping that people will, you know, maybe get a different perspective and maybe see him in a different way. Like, well, maybe he didn't do that. You know, cast doubt in people's mind about his guilt. So yeah, that's what I have for Scott Peterson. All right. We are going to look into the mass graves in Gaza. Mass graves in Gaza. Ace of Wands. Oh yeah, okay, so this is this is still Scott Peterson. It's like he wanted a new beginning with his new lover. He thought that he could do that. King of Pentacles, he didn't want to have to give to Stacy. Stacy is Lacey. Sorry. Lacey. He didn't want to have to give child support to her for their son. So, and now he's saying, well, it wasn't even my son. The reason why like, he's throwing all kinds of ideas out there of what's going to be the best possible. I don't know, like, he feels like he can get a second try. I don't know if he thinks that he's going to get another trial. I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know. Yeah, but he wanted to run off with his lover. He thought he was gonna get away with this, and judgment was called on him for what he did. What he did to his wife. She didn't expect it, man. She did not expect it. She's holding her belly like it's almost like they're toasting to their future, to their child, you know, but yeah, I don't think anything is going to come of Scott Peterson. All right, guys, I'm going to push pause, and then we'll be back to look into the mass graves. All right, here I am 3 hours later. We're looking at the graves in Gaza. All right. Let's see. Three hours at work should have given me enough time to have my stuff ready, huh? But I don't. So, these mass graves that they found in, oh man, okay, Bruno's little crystal ball fell off, so therefore he has something to say. Let's see what Bruno's crystal ball has to tell us. All right, Bruno. Every time this little marble falls, I stop and do a reading on why this ball fell. God is coming through. The bullies are going to fall. The abusers are going to fall. The abusers try to hide, but they can't hide from the High Priestess. Wow. The decision that they made to kill innocent women, children, are crimes against God. It is a man's duty to protect women and children, even if they're not his own. And the fact that they didn't have any regard to their safety and their well-being, judgment's coming. These are things that were hidden. Things that, oh my goodness. These are things that they were dishonest about. These are things that they were dishonest about. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Bruno, what else? Your fate is sealed when your prophecy is read. What else does Bruno wanna let us know? Uh-oh. Oh, you found it. Cool. So what this is saying is whatever they're doing, whatever they're working on will not work. That's the truth. They're going to be disappointed that their attacks didn't their attacks were not successful. Okay. All right, so we're looking at the mass graves in Gaza. These are lovers, fallen husbands. Like, these are families. That this act had has destroyed many households. And the reason why judgment's going to be called, I'm surprised the judgment hasn't come out yet, but I'm feeling judgment will be called, is because in secret they did this for money, for profit. Whoever did this is not, yeah, there's a government, so this could be Israel, this could be these are deceptive governments. Everything's, the truth is coming back around. Where they thought they could have gotten away with this, it's coming back around. Oh, man. What did I say? The High Priestess told you that the tower's coming down for the bullies, for those who fight against peace. It's a Queen of Pentacles in the world. I'm getting someone's coming up. Someone's coming up for the work that they've put in, speaking truth about people who were trying to hide from their crimes. This person could be young, so whoever's speaking this truth could be younger than maybe a lot of these people, maybe even older than the leaders that they're speaking truth on. Yeah, they're going to have a hard time getting out of this. Those who were responsible, the bullies, the ones who are responsible for murdering all these people, are going to be held responsible for these deaths and for all the pain and suffering that they've caused. So let's see if there's a message for Israel, a message for Hamas, and a message for the victims, the families of the victims, okay? So let's get a message for Israel. Oh, Israel and the United States. Israel, the United States, Hamas, and the victims. The victims, please. So the message to Israel and the United States is 10 of Wands. United States, the world, Hamas, King of Pentacles, and the victims, 3 of Wands. So why is the message for Israel the 10 of Wands? They're going to be burdened and weighed down. They're going to face a lot of hardships, heavy burdens for their country, for the leadership, and maybe even for the people, for their lack of wisdom. They were given wisdom, they were given the light, and they chose not to do that. Yeah, Spirit handed it to them, and they still wanted to be like reckless and hot-headed and combative. And these are people in positions of leadership. These are the people who are the bullies. So the message to Israel is expect hardships, expect difficulties for the things that you have done, the actions you have taken. Where a Spirit was given Israel and its leadership's wisdom, they chose to act immature, like a child having a temper tantrum. The real reason is that the real reason for these hardships is for the death and destruction that Israel allowed, Israel created for profit. So Israel can expect some hardships in the future. What about the United States? The United States, we have the world. I'm not taking all of these. Oh, because these are our friends. It's like a bad child, like that some badass kid whose parent just watches as they're doing, stupid shit. Like this is like a parent who fails to discipline their child. And the whole world is watching that. The United States is like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about Israel over here having all these problems, because they're the ones throwing the temper tantrum. And now they're like all stressed and worried, like, oh, like, I don't know how to get out of this. Well, why are you over here acting a fool? Why are you here acting crazy and throwing temper tantrums and stealing shit and, fighting with people at the store? Now I have to deal with it, and I don't want to deal with it. Yeah, like these are people. Like the United States has made this mistake over and over and over again, and they need to grow up, man. They're dealing again. They're dealing with a toxic. They're dealing with a toxic partnership. What's wrong? Alright guys, I gotta deal with this. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna try to wrap this up, but going back to the United States, it's like this cycle, this hamster. That's why the world came out. They're back on this fucking hamster wheel with their toxic partner. And I Israel always comes out as the queen of wands, like hot-headed, mouthy, like just very very aggressive, energy. Like, I'm serious. Like, Israel, the energy that I pick up from Israel is that of a fucking toxic hoe. These are hoes. Toxic hoes. These are the ones that look good, but then you regret getting involved with this person. That's the energy of Israel, and the United States jumped right back on this hamster wheel with Israel. So because they've repeated these mistakes over and over and over again, they're going to be disappointed too. Yep. They might not even see the consequences of what they've done until it's too late, and it could hit their economies. Whew, okay. United States back on the hamster wheel with their toxic lover, Israel. Okay, let's get a message for Hamas. Hamas came out as the King of Pentacles. We have okay, the message to Hamas. Hamas is just as guilty of death to their own people, death in their own homeland, their own communities, because they came out as the King of Pentacles. They're the ones in charge of the money. They make the decisions, right? A lot of people could die of like hunger. It's the message to whoever this is, the leadership of Hamas. You have to be more loving towards your people, and give more generously. Be more generous in giving to your own people, because if not, you as well as jumping on this hamster wheel like the United States did. So Spirit's not pointing the finger in bad United States, bad Israel. They're pointing the finger at Hamas's leadership and saying you're jumping on that hamster wheel too that goes to nowhere, but your sins just look different, and it could have something to do with not giving enough to its people, women, children. Yeah, they have to balance the financial who they have to balance the scales when it comes to the financial aspect. Who holds all the power, and how do they wield that power? Because right now, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So Hamas is no better than the United States. They're jumping on the hamster wheel. Spirit says, just because your sins look different doesn't mean judgment will not be called on all three of you. So let's see what the message is to the family of the victims that were found in these mass graves. They are watching over you. Your loved ones are watching over you, and they are going to fight for you. These are like spiritual soldiers. So these families have spiritual soldiers. So it doesn't matter if their enemy is Israel, the United States, or Hamas. Their spiritual soldiers are going to defend them, protect them, and they are going to attack the enemy, the real enemy. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about, this is like spiritual warfare right here. That is the message to you. That is what you need to know. Don't worry. Don't cry. This could even be to a mother. Don't cry for me. It's my turn to protect you. Don't be sad, because this mother could feel like she didn't protect her child, but this child is here saying, don't be sad. That sadness is what the devil uses to keep you bound. Spirit says that's the truth. Your child wants you to know not to be in that state of heartbreak, sadness, fear, because that keeps you bound, or your anger. It's like your loved ones are saying, let us fight this one. Let us fight this one. If you allow your spirit team to fight for you, there's no way you can lose. Because when you fight in the actual 3D world, people will label you as a terrorist or a troublemaker or, whatever. That's what they try to do. They try to label people, because even though they're the reason for their, the reason for fighting is, to many will be justified, it can get perverted and warped into to look like something that it's not. So this is a message to the victims, to the families. Don't join some group against, this group is the enemy of my enemy, so I'm going to join them. No, Spirit and your ancestors and your loved ones want you guys to know the best thing to do is to let them fight this fight, because they're going to win. They're going to win. And to someone's mother, don't be in your mind, don't be, overcome with grief and sadness, guilt, anger, fear, because that's only the devil trying to keep you bound. Your child wants you to know, I have your back, I am with you, and I will protect you. That is what someone's loved one wants them to know. But that's the message to the families of those who have lost loved ones. And, these are the families of the people who were found in these mass graves. That is the message to them. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget to show me some love and like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.